Hey guys, how are you? Franco here from TechSocial.com with another case review for the iPad 2. This is the Argos 2 genuine leather case from SGPstore.com. Now first of all, I should say this case is pretty unique in its own way of, well, the fact that it's $94.99. It's pretty expensive for an iPad 2 case. However, is it worth it? Let's jump into the video. Alright, so first of all guys, as mentioned, this is genuine leather. This is not your average iPad case. This is nice feeling, this is soft. It's practically a very high quality product overall. Well, I shouldn't say overall. In terms of the features, I'll get more into that later. But in the overall aesthetics, it's definitely very high quality. Anyway, now let's talk about the iPad 2 specific features. Number one, this does have built-in magnets for the sleep-wake function of the iPad 2, which in my opinion is always awesome. And of course, if you don't want to use it, you can always turn it off in the iPad 2 settings. And last, but certainly not least, well, there's only two iPad 2 specific features, but that is the built-in camera hole in the back for access to the 720p video camera as well as taking still photos. And of course, like all the other iPad 2 cases out there, you have access to your 30-pin dock connector, your sleep-wake button, your volume rocker, and pretty much everything you need access to. However, I should say props to SGPstore.com for actually including a speaker grill in the back. Not only does it look cool, but it was just a nice feature to me. I mean, it just wasn't a cutout hole. They actually took the time to put a nice looking grill on it, which I think is a nice little bonus. Okay, now let's talk about the pros and cons. First up, the pros. Number one, the build quality. Yes, I'm going to repeat myself. Again, is excellent. This is genuine leather, and overall, this is a professional looking case. And in my opinion, this is something I could see people taking to meetings and work and school and all those pro places. Not that school's pro, but you know what I mean. Basically, this is a nice looking case that I think is bound to impress people around you. Secondly, I gotta give huge props to SGPstore.com for getting an extremely thin form factor out of this case. Not only is it light, but it's extremely thin. I mean, look at that. I don't know if that's going to give you a good indication, but it's not that much thicker than the iPad 2, which is always good. Okay, so now let's talk cons. First of all, guys, I got to give a disclaimer. I'm always honest with my product reviews, no matter the price. I don't care if this is a $20 case or a $100 case, which it practically is. I'm always honest, so with that said, let's jump into the cons. Number one is the build quality. While it's great on the outside, on the inside, it's awkwardly weird. And I know that's for the lack of a better term, but I don't like how floppy the middle is. And yes, I just said floppy. For instance, when you open up the case all the way, you gotta have this extra part right here, and it kind of moves while the iPad 2 is sitting in there. And I gotta be honest, it just made me feel, it just felt very awkward. It didn't feel like something I expected out of a $95 case. I've actually seen a better flap / spine from cases that only cost $40. So, I don't know, that was just my main disappointment with this case, is that I thought they could have done a better job. Maybe that's a personal thing, maybe it's better for you, but for me, that's not really my preference. And finally, my second con, I say finally because there's only two cons, just like the pros, 2 and 2, I actually found this case kind of difficult to open. Yes, that might seem weird. Typically, when you open a case, it's very easy to open. For instance, my Maru case, you literally just do this. It just works. Now with this, if you look closely, there's actually a cutout groove right there. Which might seem smart, but in my opinion, I don't think it was really needed. Why couldn't the case have just done that? Then you just open it up and down, up and down, up and down. So now it's like Pac-Man. No, but seriously, joking aside, this groove just kind of frustrated me. I just don't believe it was necessary, and honestly, it affected my iPad 2 case performance big time, and I found myself going back to my other Maru iPad 2 case, which I have a video on if you're interested, and I just found that case much easier to use. That's just $40. Now, is this case worth $95? In my opinion, no, and I really hate to say that because this is a nice case overall on the outside, but once you start using the functionality and the built-in flaps and just overall the functionality of it was very disappointing. But with that said, if you don't care about the functionality of a case, which I don't really find that believable, then I guess this case is for you. Perhaps you could take it to a work environment, because I gotta say, this case does look nice. It's just not what I was looking for out of a case of this high price tag. Very special thanks to the guys over at sgpstore.com. You guys can find this case in 5 different colors via the link right below the video. Stay tuned for my next case review, which is actually a messenger bag. I don't think I've ever reviewed a messenger bag for the iPad 2, so it should be a pretty cool video. And again, that case is actually from the same guys over at sgpstore.com. And I gotta be honest right now, guys, I actually like that messenger bag a lot more than I like this case. So it's not all negative, I just wasn't very pleased with this case. And hey, it's my opinion, and I'm always honest. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.